ايوه اشتغل بس اشتغلوا.
Hello.
What's your name?
Bethlehem today is Friday prayer.
Hebron, El Khalil, Hebron, city of the patriarchs.
Occupy this land. Okay, your occupation is finished. You want to live here, Ahlan wa Sahlan. Your occupation is finished. We are not going to surrender. That's right.
No, what about the market?
No,
Tell me what about the market?
The market is Jewish land, and the market, the Jews were living here until they were murdered by the Arabs in 1929.
Although arguably the oldest continuously occupied unwalled city in the world, Hebron has certainly not escaped the bitter conflict that has gripped this land for ages.
We're here from the Hebron Solidarity Committee. It's a group of Israeli activists and foreign, but not foreign activists as well. And we're here to bring food into the Al-Fawar refugee camp that's been under siege for 2 weeks. We brought in 600 kilos of flour, 125 kilograms of rice, and milk, which is extremely scarce in the camp right now. We're protesting the collective punishment that's been put on the population of this camp, numbering 5,500 Palestinians.
Some 45 miles south of Jerusalem, Hebron is home to over 130,000 Palestinians and 400 Israeli settlers in the center city. Settlers guarded by some 1,200 Israeli Defense Force soldiers.
We live in Hikaf more than a month, all of Hebron, and in Tel El-Mede and heart of Hebron, near the vegetable market, we live more than 3 months under curfew, and the government, or Israeli government, give them a gift. What's that gift? They closed the main street in Hebron just to protect the settlers. They did not punish them because they are a killer. They kill people who go to pray. No, they punish Hebron or the Arab who live in Hebron. So it means that the Israeli government support the violence and support the settlers.
Are you preparing for more settlers to come to Hebron to live in Tel El-Mede?
In the next half a year, we're going to bring in around 25 more families to Tel El-Mede into these caravans. Only in a half a year, the army would leave these trailers for us and would give us 4 more families into Tel El-Mede.
How many families now in Tel El-Mede?
Now in Tel El-Mede there are 7 families.
7 families. So
but all of the land of Tel El-Mede belongs to us. We have the papers for them.
Although water and not oil will likely become the volatile issue of the future throughout the region, history, religion, clan, and land all color the classic struggle that defines Hebron and is increasingly defined by it. As peace negotiations carve up neighborhoods and distrust, rage, and intolerance continue to brew, the need for lasting solutions also grows. Hebron has been a point of contention for many years, and at its center, the Cave of Machpelah, the Tomb of the Patriarchs, the Ibrahimi Mosque, holy to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, where Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob and Leah, perhaps even Adam and Eve, are all purported to be buried. Scene of veneration, of pilgrimage, of massacre.
There we have it, the reason for this mess.
Following a series of suicide bomb attacks against Israeli targets, mostly civilian buses, the crackdown on the entire Palestinian populace has been severe. Upwards of 60 new checkpoints and barriers immediately hampered travel and commerce. Hebron's redeployment, the transition to partial Palestinian control, was indefinitely postponed. Talk of complete separation started again, and whole communities were isolated and put under siege. Populations displaced, businesses and institutions closed, and the homes of whole families destroyed in retribution, in the name of setting an example, in the name of punishment.
But the Israeli cover the truth. They don't say the truth because if they said the truth about them, so they will lose many things, so they cover everything. And they said we are here since Abraham. That's mean 1850, exactly 1850. That's the beginning of our date. And they said the father Isaac and came to Jacob, and Jacob is Israel, you know. And we are here very early before you. But I said for them, that's much better to mention the names of the prophets and what happened in the past to look for the peace now, because the peace now is necessary for us and for you.
Intifada was a kind of civil resist, despite the fact there was some acts, violence acts. But what I think that the leadership, unfortunately, the leadership of some of the parties have passed over this kind of struggle and tried to mobile it into their own adopted kinds of struggle, such as in our belief that Intifada should have more and more expanded civil activities and disobedience. And the other parties believe that this disobedience move, from it we should have some elected people in order to adopt armed struggle from. And this was the contradiction in our ideas as party and in the idea of the other parties. And unfortunately what happened, if they adopted their ideas and we adopted our ideas, of course, but that did not give an opportunity for both ideas to go through. Because what happened when these people started to, for example, throw petrol bomb from a civil demonstration, the Israelis had the excuse in shooting against the demonstration, and that what moved Intifada from a public and big civil disobedience movement into small groups protests.
Unfortunately, it is often the youth that are harmed most deeply in such conflicts.
Come from time to time to show their solidarity to us against the fanatic settlers in the area. So this is usual. Many times they came, they demonstrate against harassments here and there and so on. So it is, of course, any other who is coming from abroad. So he is welcome. Your presence here is useful for the people here and there. And you can, the most important thing that you observe what is occurring here and you must convey this to the people abroad that what the Palestinians suffers from the settlers and so on.
In Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul. Sometimes I feel discouraged and think my work's in vain. And then the Holy Spirit revives my soul again. There is a balm in Gilead to make the wounded whole. There is a balm in Gilead to heal the sin-sick soul.
People here from the Hebron Solidarity Committee and also from CPT. People here are trying to bring food into the Hawar refugee camp. You can see big bags of rice.
No, but I'm saying is we leave 3 people here, the rest of the people go back to town, go to the demonstration, whatever,
Come back,
and come
and
back.
then it is.
Christian Peacemaker Teams offers an organized, nonviolent alternative to war and other forms of deadly conflict between groups, providing individuals committed to faith-based, nonviolent action in situations where violence is an immediate reality or is supported by public policy. CPT has been seeking solutions for all peoples in Hebron since June 1994.
I can't stand to be in this place and not act. If I get deported someday.
We feel like our presence here helps to communicate some of the uncommunicated realities of the conflict here in the West Bank and Gaza, and it keeps us rooted as a church concretely in the lives of people here so that we can direct our search for justice and our work for a decent solution in the reality of the West Bank.
People have joined us on the roof, including some Palestinian journalists.
They're beating us.
We in Christian Peacemaker Teams try to be with those who are powerless, with those who are on the bottom. In doing that, we end up getting in the way. We end up trying to confront, trying to give a voice to those who are voiceless, and in doing that, we end up confronting the system that is rendering them powerless. And at times we have to get in the way of that system, and at the same time getting in the way in capital letters, the Way was an early name for Christianity, and it symbolizes a path that we are trying to take, which is closest to the path that Jesus would have taken.
Hebron has an appeal that draws people back. Hebron is a very strong city, both agriculturally, industrially, religiously, and socially. It's intriguing. The excitement of Hebron is an appeal that draws anybody back. Another thing that I think we've been able to do is to point toward different ways, peaceful ways, nonviolent ways to resolve conflict. We've encouraged some of the things that have, I think, been spirit raisers for the Palestinians here in Hebron in a very dismal situation. The opening of the gates of the university, the opening of the closed passages down in the old market, those kinds of things, I think, have helped to raise spirits.
Personally, I don't have any fear. I think there have been moments when the settlers have attacked me more with words and threats than with physical violence. The worst was having vegetables thrown at me.
I'm gonna get Diane's costume. Lady over there. Keep going, please.
And of course, we're going to fight tooth and nail. In my own case, I absolutely refuse to be deported, since not only am I a nonviolent peace activist, but I'm also a Jew.
CPT is supported by Mennonite, General Conference Mennonite, and Church of the Brethren congregations, as well as Friends United Meeting.
Many thanks, not from me, but from the people here, for the presence of the CPT team and the support for the CPT team, particularly during moments of emergency when prayers and special support and urgent action letters and communications are very helpful.